Hello everyone, it's Six. We're near the end of another alpha week and I'm going to give you my current impressions from everything this week before we move into phase 5 on the alpha. Thaldrazsus was this week. Overall I did enjoy this zone, but something I've noticed over the last 2 weeks is that it seems like the beginning and end of the expansion's questing experience is going to be very quick in comparison to the middle of the questing experience. That being said, the cinematics are not finished yet. That would probably give more essence to the overall experience. Concerning the quests themselves, without going into spoilers, this zone has probably the best quest series seen in a while. It beats out the day that Deathwing came. Very enjoyable zone. Curious to see how the Anaran Plains next week make me feel about the pacing of the quest zone so far. I'm not saying that the zones are bad, mind you, it's just that it seemed a little quick. We also had the warrior talent trees this week. I highly recommend checking out my warrior specific videos for my more in-depth impressions of each tree, but overall I like the direction of warrior. Arms is so far my favorite concerning gameplay and has been placed on my #1 spot for main at this point going into Dragonflight. Excited to take these specs into M+ and see how they perform later in testing. We saw new professions this week, Inscription and Skinning. Inscription has some normal things returning. You mill herbs, you get reagents. Darkmoon decks are returning. There's also a way to upgrade your Darkmoon deck in eye level, which is neat. You're able to make multiple tools for professions. You make offhand weapons and staves. It looks like you have illusions you could craft. Also for the dragon riding system, you can make customizations for the dragons. There's also barding manuscripts with no information on them. Barding, for those that don't know, it's basically equipment for your mount. I'm assuming this allows us to change our saddle on our dragons, but this is just what I'm taking from this item's name. We have no description yet. Concerning inscription specializations, you have once again better management of crafting and resources. Then a tree that lets you focus on missives or Darkmoon cards. Then you have a tree to make you better at crafting staves, tools, codexes, and Vantis runes. Follows the same idea as other professions, but a bit different, as Inscription has its own flavor on things. Concerning skinning, well, it's basically skinning. You kill animals and get their leather, hide, scales. The specializations are interesting. You can increase your resources gathered. There's also a damage bonus to beasts and dragons included in one of the trees while you're in outside zones. Nice little bonus. You also can create bait for elusive creatures. It's not yet implemented, so I'm unsure what this might be about. Maybe it's specialized creatures for higher rewards. Maybe a way to get special mounts. Not sure. Concerning dungeons this week, we didn't receive anything new to look at, sadly. Some of the dungeon journal has been updated, so that may mean next week we get a lot more dungeons to test than normal. Hope that will be the case. Testing classes and dungeons is very weird this week because they raised our eye level to 356. I had a group get through Oldemon in 10 minutes with the raised eye levels, for example. We took 18 seconds to kill the Lost Dwarves encounter, and we never saw their airboat mechanic. I'm guessing they are testing the dungeon difficulty for those who clearly outgear the dungeon to see how things should be scaled at extremes, but it really wasn't that great for us. That and the release of Season 4 really made my dungeon queues take a long time this week. Moving forward, I hope the eye level scaling is at a more appropriate level. So what's coming next week? According to the prior blue post, we are getting Anaran Plains this week, which is going to be the second zone players will experience as they go through Dragonflight. For alpha players who have been in since week 1, this will be the last zone we have left to see. I'm looking forward to seeing what the pacing is like, as I thought the last 2 weeks had zones that were too fast, although that feeling may change when we actually have cinematics that are finished. The lack of dungeons this week leads me to believe that we may get multiple dungeons this week. I really do hope so. Judging by what's been completed in the dungeon journal, I really think Brackenhide Hollow may be open for testing this coming week. Concerning classes, I really hope to see Monk or Demon Hunter, but most likely that won't happen as nothing has been data mined. I'm guessing we may get Holy Paladin or some Warlock trees from what's been data mined. Completely unsure. Personally, I really want to test Windwalker, but that may be a long way off. Overall, this week was a bit more tame as a lot of players are playing Season 4 right now. I did most of my testing this week early on so I could do some Season 4 during the weekend. I have a Windwalker that I'm fresh gearing and that's going well. I'm hoping the weird eye level scaling is in the same next week and we get to go through some new dungeons at better scaling. So far, I'm still feeling hyped for Dragonflight, and I think with the new talent trees, gameplay is far more enjoyable in comparison to Shadowlands. Currently looking forward to no-lifing the expansion when it comes out. For those that made it here, thank you for watching. If you're interested, please consider subbing to the channel as I plan on doing more alpha coverage, as well as beta coverage in the future. If you liked the video, please like it, that helps me out. If you have any questions, please leave your questions below in the comments, and I'll answer them to the best of my ability. I also plan on streaming the new alpha build live on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/BigHeroSixy if you're interested. Been having issues with my upload, so hopefully my ISP is nice to me this coming week. As always, thank you for watching and I hope you all stay safe. Thanks so much.